But you've known Carson Myers for a long time. What was it like to finally see him pitch in an Auburn uniform and then to have him go out and pitch the way he did?
Yeah, I just and he just the last few weeks he's earned this right, and he absolutely continued to pitch the way he's been pitching recently. I do remember coaching with his dad here at Auburn my first time here, and going over to their home here in Auburn, and Carson, my first view of Carson was in a high chair, eating baby food. So to track with a family for that long and to be that good of friends, and then to see a day like today and get to go out there and pitch the way he did today, that's a surreal moment and a neat one for that family. And like you said, I heard you talking about Matt being in attendance when he hadn't been able to in the past. So I'm glad that family could take that in. They're dear to me, and it's good to see Carson all grown up, being able to play Division I baseball now.
It's kind of you mentioned the other day that Carson and Herbert Holton both being kind of Sunday options. Was that the plan to have them basically be just like piggyback on each other to have them go the whole game just the two of them? Is something maybe you want to do going forward if that was your plan going in?
Yeah, I just heaven forbid you have injury. It was kind of a 4 or 5 man starting rotation. You're trying to build out for 4 spots, so it covers you to put 5 pieces there. Oftentimes you don't know in series, you're trying to win when you can, and yesterday was an opportunity to try to win a series, thankfully. So we used some pieces. And an opening weekend, you want to get everybody out there to get their first appearance out of the way. I know, like a Major League opening day, they'll get some guys in a game just to get some tracks laid and start of a new season. And they both were trained in that, and I thought, I don't know where we'll be, because Herbert Hope started some big games for us last year down the road in conference. So we're not going to leave him by the wayside. He needed all 3 of those innings. I don't know if y'all remember, but I do. Last year, these game 3s, I think we had won a series, and then we didn't have enough competitive pitching those first few weekends. And a Southern Cal gets us, and an Indiana got us on this weekend. And it was a challenge for us till we got halfway through the season to get those guys more comfortable and built up and make adjustments. So that was a better feeling. We've advertised the depth, and it's still a question mark now when we line it up as we go through these next 13 weekends. Is that rotation going to be able to rival and be competitive against somebody else's if they feel like they have a top flight rotation? So we'll have to wait and see. But there's some guys we still want to see that did not pitch this weekend. Because we're trying to build out Herbert Hopes. He got a changeup going today. Myers had a little bit of everything, but it just felt like he kept throwing strike one with that fastball. It kept getting ahead of hitters, and I thought that was a huge piece for Carson's success. But maybe it not only makes us stronger, a look and feel of game 3 being stronger, but even Tuesday. We got some guys that need to get out there and get to pitch that didn't get to on a weekend against a good hitting ball club. This Eastern Kentucky team will be a very offensive club, and we really had trouble ending at bats and striking them out till today, really, and that's how good that Carson and Herbert Hopes pitched today. So I hope we get to continue to see that depth advertised on Tuesday, because at the end of the day, you're about as good as you are in your depth of being able to compete 4 games a week.
Butch, just a lot of newcomers in the lineup, and I think you saw today, like, of course, Christian Hall had the home run, Derek had a huge day. Just this weekend as a whole for those guys, how much did you see them kind of settle in, so to speak?
Yeah, I guess Hall got out there yesterday, but getting that home run today and standing back in there, he started versus a lefty yesterday with a good breaking ball. He was able to get a swing off today. I like that. Fabian started Friday, and we really believe in Caden Green too, especially as a defender. But I thought that was neat how Fabian come back today and had 3 hits. That bottom of the lineup today accounted for some runs, and I think 7 of the 10 hits come out of that bottom 3, and that's what I want us to become. Every coach wants their team, but when you can do it at all 3 levels, top to bottom of a lineup, I think it makes you stronger, and you can be more competitive more days than if you're just waiting for Ike to get 5 hits every day, or Bobby to do something every single day. And I think there's more coming from the top. I think Hernandez and Mainers will do more. That was a nice backside approach with Mainers late today, and I love seeing that. But I think those guys absolutely got some more to give, but seeing that bottom of the lineup do that and the middle perform over the weekend the way they did, I think that gives us some hope and length to our lineup that, 3 games, it's hard to judge and know exactly who you are because there's 50 plus remaining. But I've seen worse starts of the guys kind of being invested, having some at-bats. And there's a couple of kryptonite pieces too that it won't take the analytics of today, True Media or Synergy, to figure out. So we'll start to work on that tomorrow. A couple of things that Eastern Kentucky did with a couple of guys absolutely slowed the lineup down a little bit. So I don't think that's something to advertise. I think analytics will draw that out, and we better start working toward closing that gap down a little bit. But that's what we'll start working on tomorrow. So that's why it's good to get out and play real games, because now we have some concrete, definite things to work on. But a good first series.
Brian?
Did you like the way that Myers and Herbert Holtz finished? And Myers struck out the side in the 6th, and Herbert Holtz struck out the final 6 batters of the game.
Yeah, and that 6 really had some meaning to it because that was a 20-minute inning on our half, and so striking out 3 batters in the 6 showed me probably more mental than anything else, where he had to sit there, and you could have been like, man, that's a long sit. Go ahead and get somebody in the ball game. And sometimes a pitcher, he's got some starts. He has some experience, and I thought the 6 was very impressive to me because sometimes those long sits are hard to get back in the zone. So that was my favorite inning today, and that's why he was the player of the game for the whole team today, even though some other guys really contributed. Was going back out for that 6 after a 20-minute set, and to finish off his outing was really, really, really positive.
One quick one, McBride most likely for Tuesday.
I think so, unless he, crashes a scooter or something. That's the plan right now.
I might crash a scooter.